What's going on, YouTube? This is Micro Mike here, and man, I'm happy. It is Friday. I am super excited. I am lock, cock, and ready to rock and talk to you guys, subscribers. So, obviously, we got some news going on with the addition of Jermaine Kearse, the wide receiver from Seattle and the New York Jets. So, that's pretty exciting that we got something else going on now when it comes to the wide receiver core in addition to the team. What's going on, 313 JMO? What up, though, D. Williams? What up, though, Beast Mode, George Morgan? Hey, this is Subscriber Friday. This is where you guys take control, and I just go with the flow. So, whatever you guys want to talk about, we will do. Of course, keep it with the Detroit Lions, and that is good because that's all I'm pretty good at. So, other than that, man, it's all about you guys, whatever you want. With that said, until I start getting questions coming in my way, we'll talk about Jermaine Kearse and what I believe his addition means for us. Now, when it comes to him adding to the wide receiver core, I think, again, it's a good idea to add a piece that understands Darrell Bevell's offense and what he brings to the Detroit Lions. He can help out the young wide receivers and also individuals that may be having a tough time learning the system. So with that, it really does help out in a sense, especially given the low contract and another body in there just in case an injury occurs or if the wide receivers for some reason can't come in because they have the inability to do so. So I think that helps out. He is a veteran, and again, when I did the film on him, I was noticing a lot of interesting things when it comes to how he, what up, though, Joe Anderson? When it comes to how he kind of relates to a Golden Tate type individual. So again, he was getting thrown the ball a lot when it comes to third down, and he was good receiving the ball and holding on to the catch. His hand and eye and football coordination were really good from the film that I seen. Obviously, I didn't see all the film. I was just simply looking at the one game and a couple other games. But what I saw was pretty good for an aging veteran. So that was exciting. And so he can help out with that sense. Also, like we had with Anquan Boldin, it was very interesting when we got Anquan Boldin a couple years ago, how it really helped Matthew Stafford to keep that chain moving. And I think Kearse can do that as well. So when we're in a pinch and he needs to get rid of that ball, he's a good individual to throw it to. So that is a good addition in that sense. And when it comes to the contract, again, he's an aging veteran, is only $1.5 million approximately with the ability to earn more. So not a big deal in that sense, man. And, again, any way we can help these people on this team, on this offense, to learn that offense much faster, that is a big positive for us. Because the faster these players learn Darrell Bevell's offense, the more success we're going to have early on. Because as we know, when you're learning a new system, you're not going to be as high speed in the beginning as you are at the end and kind of understand it. When you have the ability to know what the player is going to do without having to think about the process. And I think that's what makes this very good to help out in that sense. And it's definitely a positive when it comes to that. And I think that's what we lacked when it comes to this offseason. We lacked that process of having someone to teach these other guys how to do this thing. And so Jermaine will help. And what's crazy is how he instantly was on the field right when he got in there. What up, though, Book Spray? What up, though, General G. Berry? What up, though, D. Town? Mars Landing, my boy. What up, though, Troxel Sports? Man, my cell phone was not working properly, but I got this bad boy going, man. We are ready. We are lock-cocked, and we're going to get this bad Kearse the chain mover rolling, man, because that's what I see him as. Exactly, Troxel. I see him being, I'm going to have to do a live show with you, bro. Yeah, Mars Landing, you're always welcome. I really enjoyed that special live cast we did, and it was really fun, man, getting a different perspective for someone else that understands the game and has a big passion for it. Man, yeah, I am the hype master. Man, I really, really enjoy that, and that's the way we do these things around here, man. Get the hype all about the Detroit Lions and getting the stuff going, getting that blood flowing, getting the excitement rolling. And that's what I want, man, because I'm excited for this season. What up, though, Rex? I can't say your first name. Yeah, we got it. We will, Mars Landing. We will. Hit me a DM on Twitter or send me a message to my email. Any one of you guys that want to do that, you're all welcome, because that's what it's all about. How many wide receivers do you think we're going to keep on the 53-man roster from Boog Spray? I'm going to say we keep 5 active wide receivers and have 1 or 2 on the practice squad. I think the practice squad's 10. So I think the depth will go something like Marvin Jones, Kenny Golladay, Amendola, Fulgham, and the new addition Curse. I think that's what it's going to be, and have some of those younger guys, maybe 1 or 2 of them, whoever fights it out in the training camp, take one of those spots. Because I think if you let Fulgham, if you decided not to place him on the team, I think he'll get picked up, man, and we do not want that to happen. 313's JMO's wide receiver. Man, he really likes that guy, and I do too, with his size. And so I think we have to keep him on the roster, because if we decided not to keep him on the active roster, another team will poach him, and that would be a loss of a draft pick. What up, though, Joe Anderson? Man, I am ready to roar. I am so excited, man. I love Fridays because it gives me a chance to specifically talk to you guys out. What up, though, Noble Sports? And have you guys control this bad boy. You send me questions. You send me anything you want to talk about, and we will roll. Now, I was trying to get my phone up and running for this episode, but unfortunately, it did not happen. Also, I wanted to get my live stream showing me talk, but I'm in the process of getting a better connection so you guys can see a good visual as well as hear a good sound. So we're going to get that up and running for sure. For sure, everything will be good before Monday. What up, though, Gridiron Blitz? What up, though, Lone Wolf? I say 5 wide receivers because the Lions have 2 tight ends they really want to use, and I'm sure 3 tight ends will make the team. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'd say 5 wide receivers for sure. That's kind of how this team's been rolling for the past couple of years. It's good to have the 5 wide receivers because it's simply a matter of time before one of them is going to get injured or needs a break for, a strain of a hamstring or something like that, or they got a rolled an ankle. So you want to have those wide receivers. And we know of last year, we definitely needed that wide receiver core to have 5 because, man, we lost Tate, then Marvin went down, and we were in some trouble. And that definitely was not a benefit for us. 3 tight ends will make the team. I do see that for sure. I think the debate now, is it going to be 3 or 4 tight ends? I think that's going to be the big debate. Is it exactly what Tem says? What up, though? I wouldn't be surprised if we roll with 4 wide receivers and we have catching tight ends and running backs and even a fullback. That's going to be the question right there. He actually hit a nail on the head. Are we going to do the 5 wide receivers, 3 tight ends, or are they thinking that they can get another tight end in there that utilizes the wide receiver? Now, again, I think if we did 4 wide receivers, we're going to be scrooching the poot on Mr. Fulgham. Yeah, I think that guy's got to make the team because I really don't want to see him get poached, especially knowing our luck could go to the NFC North, and that'd really screw us for sure, man. And so I think we got to keep 5 in that sense. I think it is possible we do 4 tight ends as well. Obviously, I'm not a big Michael Roberts fan, and if they decided to go roll with 3 with the 2 individuals we got in the draft when it comes to TJ Hockenson and Nada, also with Jesse James, I would be happy with that. But it's a good chance that we do roll with 4 tight ends. Now comes with that fullback, because we had a fullback we drafted last year. I think it was in the 6th or 7th round, and he actually didn't he rupture his Achilles or his knee, and he did not have the ability to play. Now Nick Bellore is off the team. He signed with another team, so I do see a chance of we keeping that fullback if he actually comes back from injury solid. You never know with that type of injury because it's such a big time injury, and sometimes players can come back and sometimes they don't. So we'll see with that. Hopefully he can come back strong. I would love to see that fullback. Yeah, Nick Bottom. I'd love to see that fullback blocking for Kerryon and CJ Anderson. That would be a power punch, man. You go 3 tight end sets. You have Kerryon, CJ, or Zenner back there with Nick Bawden, man, and that would be awesome. Awesome pound and ground and punching folks in the mouth. Mars Landing, it's only $4. Check it out if you he's talking about someone else. Let's see here. Nobody knows what we are doing. I love it. I agree with you, Boog Spray. I think people are confused because other teams are wondering what in the world is going on. The media can't handle the positive rosters that's taking place with additions, and so they're simply just going to what they know, that's negativity, and we are killing it when it comes to bringing positivity, and the Detroit Sports Alliance are taking it to these guys, and I absolutely love it, man. Fullback Bawden or Bowden. It's one of those. I don't know how to spell his name out, but yeah, we got him in the, I think, a 6th or 7th round last year, and he injured himself. But he was supposed to be a beast. I was actually super excited when we drafted him, and then he injured himself, and that was kind of a downer. But now, hopefully, he comes back, and we can definitely do a punch you in the mouth offense if he does make the team. I want to see us run in and form a ball to starting. Duke can block and catch. Man, just imagine that, though, Tim. Having that fullback in there. You got TJ Hockenson, you got Jesse James, and you got Nada there. Okay, then you're going with the fact that you got Kerryon Johnson in the backfield and bottom and blocking for him. That is a insane combination, and definitely something I would like to see. Now, I did send the invite to you, JMO, so hopefully you got it. If not, I'm going to resend it right now and have you join me and talk Detroit Lions, as I absolutely love the idea of getting you on here because, man, you know your stuff as well, and for sure would be a great addition for me tonight. So while I am doing this, I am going to try to get this stuff going here. I'll resend you the invite again, and hopefully it works, because I know it's been having some issues as of late when it comes to Hangouts, and we need to get that fixed. I know Derek P. Fields, Mr. Gridiron Blitz himself, the man, the legend, was having issues with that last night, so hopefully that stuff can get switched up. Now, Ty Johnson, don't forget about Ty. Man, I am not forgetting about Ty Johnson, James Willis. I think he makes the team as well because of his special teams ability, because he's so fast. He can return and kick, return punts and the kickoffs. And so I think he makes the team due to that because he has the ability to do that. So, man, we would have a dynamic special teams with Jamal Agnew and Ty returning and kick returning, and then you can put those players also on the offense on trick plays. So for sure, I see that being an individual making the roster. And if if he does not make the roster, I'd be shocked, simply for his special teams ability. Fullback Spidey Y into Gruden. yeah, man. John Gruden making that voice, going crazy with that Spider Y banana. Man, he loves that stuff, man. Yeah, so I like it, man. I remember we had the fullback a couple years ago, and I really enjoyed it. I love that power punch, and I'm all about running the football, especially when it's cold. That's how you win the game. You do not win by simply passing every single time. It's wearing a defense out, and you must run that football. James says, I haven't seen or heard anything about him. I have not either. I have not heard anything. Maybe he's still rehabbing. That's a possibility. I don't know if he's at OTAs or not. I haven't heard a single word about him. I honestly thought it really hurt the offense when Bottom went down. Yeah, man, I think he definitely could have helped out. I'm with you 100%, man. I think having that power puncher, it would have really helped out. And I think having him instead of LeGarrette Blount, and I'm very happy LeGarrette Blount joined our team. I really like the idea of him sticking up for us. But we really needed a young power back and fullback, and I think we lost that when he went down, and that did hurt. So hopefully he can recover and do his thing. What up, though? Go Lions! Hey man, thank you for joining the chat. You are one of my favorites. You are the beginning and man, probably when I'm done, you'll be the end, man. You're the alpha and the omega. So I really, really appreciate that. Don't know if he isn't healed or if they're keeping him for possible injury. Yeah, I don't know, man. I haven't heard a single word about it, and that's be interesting. So I'll be going to training camp, and that is one thing I'm going to be looking for because really, I don't know why it's not being reported or nothing's going on. So I don't know if the reporters are simply not talking about it or if he's not there. I have no idea. Maybe Bevel will entertain the thought of running the Wildcat with Carrion. It's a possibility he does that. Again, I think he did some of that in Seattle. And also, you got to understand the fact he was off for a year and he was making new plays and creating a more decisive playbook for that type of stuff. So I bet you he does, especially getting with these speedsters. I mean, we have the ability to do some wacky stuff. So why not throw in these? What up, though, 313 JMO?
Oh, what's good, man? What's up, everybody?
Hey, man. Hold on 1 second because I got to get my headphones on so you don't get echoed. All right, man. Go ahead, man.
No, just what was you talking about? I just
I'll
got in.
say. So we're talking about the fullback Nick Bodden and what's going on with him. Is he okay? We haven't heard anything at training camp, and does he make the team? And so I
Uh,
was going. Yeah, go ahead with that, man.
uh, I know Bob Quinn likes to hold on to his draft picks, but like as I said, we just got a new fullback named T.J. Hawkinson, so I don't think he's gonna make the team.
Yeah, it's a possibility of that too. It's definitely a possibility because we're going to lose players when we go to 53 that are really good players, and there's a
Yeah,
possibility that could be one of them, man. I mean, you can't keep everybody, even though I wish we could. But T.J. Hawkinson, he is a mauler. He is a beast.
yeah. I mean, I ain't seen Nick Baldwin take on defensive linemen and then put them on their back like they wasn't even there. I've seen T.J. do that. You know, TJ, what 6'5"? Like, yeah, he's a
He's
mauler.
Man, he's 6'5" and 200. Don't want to mess with him. I mean, that guy is a beast. I still love that highlight reel of him just mauling that fool and throwing him on his back. I don't know what player it was, but I was giddy when we
Oh
got
yeah,
him.
that
And
was that Indiana game. Yeah, poor little guy.
yeah, poor. So man, so what Subscriber Friday is all about is we simply just going to go what these guys want to talk about. So you just start picking up conversations that's in the chat, and we'll just roll with it, man.
Okay.
So he goes, D Town says, I love CJ Anderson. Man, so do I. Again, he has the ability to take command of a game if need be, and he's also got that powerful punch. What do you think about CJ?
I like CJ Anderson. Main thing I like about CJ Anderson is he shows up when it matters most. I mean, a lot of people only remember the Broncos defense the year that they won the Super Bowl, but don't forget CJ Anderson. I mean, he was looking like vintage Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith out there. You know, vintage Terrell Davis, the way he was running over everybody to win that Super Bowl, ran over everybody in the Super Bowl. You know, that was a great season, and it continued this year. So that's the one thing because we got to win playoff games, man. So you had you a CJ Anderson as your backup to carry on. You know, had you a Danny Amendola and a Trey Flowers. Those guys help you win those playoff games that you need to win.
Oh man, and you know what's good about CJ is he's got a chip on his shoulder. He felt disrespected that he couldn't get signed until now. So having a man who likes to bowling ball fools and knock them down, he has now got a chip on his shoulder and he's ready to show the NFL you made a mistake by not picking me up.
Oh yeah, they did make a mistake. They're gonna learn. George D Town says the Georgia tight end we picked up could be a fullback. No, Nuada's more of a pass catcher. Tim said TJ ain't running no fullback. TJ Hawkinson. Okay, I'm not gonna even argue with y'all. The dude played fullback.
I think he will.
You can go look it up.
Yeah,
they had him pass protecting. They had him run blocking, and they had him in the fullback position to help with the run game as well. They had him doing every single thing you think a tight end could do.
TJ
Peter Quiet
Hawkinson.
says, I think we're going to keep 3 tight ends. We'll keep 4.
I think that's the question is it Michael Roberts in or out, man? And if we do keep 4, I think he's in for sure. I don't see how they would go with another guy. I think you're gonna have, if we go with 4, it's obviously TJ Hawkinson, Jesse James, the guy we got in the 6th round, Mr. Nada, and him. So I think that would be our 4, and maybe keep one on the practice squad if need be. But yeah, I think we're going 4-2, just the way that I'm seeing things out, as well as Roberts. He says he's putting his head into the playbook and trying to make sure that he makes no more mistakes like he did last season. He's taking his job on the line serious.
Man, only reason we keep Michael Roberts is because we don't got nobody else to replace him. Like, we'll keep 4 tight ends and he'll make the team. You know, it's kind of like a pity roster spot. Because I would rather him not be on the team at all. But he was a 4th round draft pick. He was good in the red zone at Toledo. He had that one little touchdown at Miami, I think. So if he's the 4th tight end or your roster and he improves, maybe we can put him in for one of those big tight end set plays, you know, because I still do believe in his red zone ability, even though one of the times, you know, the Bears game he gave up, it was the red zone. But I just don't, and he's not a horrible blocker either, but I just don't see it with this guy.
Man, you know, his start to last season was promising, but then he was just starting to give up. And I felt like he was literally just giving up. Like, it wasn't running the wrong route. It was like, I don't care anymore. And to me, man, that's the worst. Like,
that was a big game too. You can't give up in that moment, man. Ugh.
Yeah, that drives me nuts. When I think of Roberts, I think him as like the offensive Nevin Lawson. Man, I can't stand that guy. And for some reason, there's just some players that just get on my skin. And ever since he gave up on that play, man, but we'll see, man. If we go 4, I think it's going to be him. I think it's going to be Pity the Fool. That's definitely going to be him.
I mean, maybe under Darrell Bevell instead of, you know, KFC, because, you know, KFC is pretty bad. Maybe under Darrell Bevell, he'll be much better, and it's not a lot of pressure on him. I mean, it might be pressure on him to make the team, but it's not pressure on him to make any plays because you got 2 tight ends ahead of you. Isaiah Nuada is a rookie, so I'm not going to give him that level of cachet, even if he's a good player. But, you know, you got 2 tight ends ahead of you, and I know TJ is a rookie, but he's not any old rookie. Like, he's what you call special. So, and Jesse James is a great tight end, so it won't be nearly as much pressure on him.
Absolutely. And Tim makes a great point. He says, I got a bag of potatoes. That'll do for Roberts. So,
all right, a bag of potatoes and a soft drink. James Willis says Fulgham is a great blocker. Now we have receivers that can block holes and are going to open up everywhere. Yeah, exactly.
And he's a big body, man. Having a big body up there with the ability to block. I'm really excited for this running game this year. With this, everything is starting to play out the way that it really was meant to be. Like, I wanted this offseason to play out this way, and it has. The only thing we're worried about now
to be honest, I didn't even want Trey Flowers. I was like, because our D line was so good before we got him.
Yeah.
But once we got him, I'm like, hey, I'll take him.
It's like, go ahead, throw some sprinkles on my ice cream, man.
Because if we
There's no
didn't
problem
have
with
Trey
that.
Flowers, we bringing in Deshaun Hand, Ashawn Robinson, Snacks, Romeo Arkwar. You know, we're still bringing back a very good defensive line. You add Trey Flowers, like I said, it's like when the Bears added Khalil Mack. Only he's not as good as Khalil Mack. That's the only difference.
And Aquaro is no slump. The guy,
No,
didn't he
he had
get
8
like
sacks.
8 sacks last year? And he just came from, was it the New York Giants where he came from? And actually did really well for us. And so you have him and all those guys. Our defensive line is very underrated. And it's going to be so exciting to watch them sack Aaron Rodgers and make him pay for his comments.
Andre says, shout out to Andre. I know Thomas is unproven, but rumors are he's impressing that camp so far. He's talking about Logan Thomas. I'm hearing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, man, I like Logan Thomas. I mean, he played for the Bills, so can you judge his career? Name me the quarterback for the Bills. I'll wait. Like a lot of these guys, I won't say a lot, but some of these guys, they play for these teams with these horrible quarterbacks. So you really don't understand how good they are. In Jesse James' case, he's playing with a really good quarterback, but he's like the 8th person on the depth chart.
Hey man, I'll take if Logan Thomas does it, take him above Roberts. Man, I not a big fan of Roberts at all. Again, he's my Nevin Lawson on offense. And if that guy can do anything more than him, let's do it. Let's roll and get rid of Roberts.
Peace and quiet said, I'd rather have Ty Johnson than Robert. Well, me too, but Ty Johnson is in a different kind of battle. You know, this team goes by positions. We don't keep certain players over certain players just because, like, we keep a certain amount per position. And if we only keep him 4 running backs and Ty Johnson don't make the cut, then that's how it's going to be. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think he's making his team, but,
he makes his team. He's got to do it on special teams. He's got to really show his ability there, and that will solidify it, especially with, when it comes to the running back position, you got to be able to do multitasking when you're a 6th, 7th round draft picks. So I think that's how he definitely solidifies his roster spot because he's so fast, and you put Jamal Agnew and him together in that special teams unit is scary.
D-Town says, where does Jalen Reeves-Maybin fit with this team? Might not make the final 53. I don't think he's making the final 53, but where he fits with this team is a backup, nickel corner, backup, wheel linebacker, and it was some drills they had him playing middle with Jelani Tavai at the wheel or the mic. I can't remember which one. But I think he has special teams value, but I don't think he's making the team.
I don't think he's making the team as well. The Lions defense is getting bigger and stronger, and he's a smaller guy, smaller linebacker. I think he's done for Detroit after the 3rd preseason or the 4th preseason this year.
James Willis, that New York Giants QB Jones is actually looking sharp. All right, man. Let's talk about this for 2 minutes, bro. Man, miss me with all that. Bruh, this guy, I don't care if he's a good quarterback. That's not the point. The point is, you could have got him later, and 2, he's not going to be better than Dwayne Haskins. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think he's better.
It's not about him being a good quarterback or not. I mean, I ain't believing in him at all. I think Drew Lock, Dwayne Haskins are going to be better, but even so, you could have got the guy. And I don't want to hear, if you want your guy, go get your guy. Well, be smart.
They definitely
could have got the guy at 17. You could have got the guy in the 2nd round. I don't care how he looking. They gonna say he looking good. I don't care. If he's better than Dwayne Haskins and Drew Lock, then you would have proven me wrong. But I don't care. He's not gonna be better than Dwayne Haskins or Drew Lock. Just not.
I am in agreement with you. I thought that was a questionable pick at best. I was happy
Giants
they did that.
They the new Chicago Bears, because you remember when this is why I never will fear the Bears, like ever, like for the next 10 years. You could have got Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson, Lions fans. Come to me, talk to me. Could you imagine if this team had Patrick Mahomes? And I don't care if he wasn't with Andy Reid and it wouldn't have been the same. He still would have been throwing the ball like that. Could you imagine if the Bears had Deshaun Watson with Khalil Mack? It would be a nightmare. So
I do not want to imagine that. I am very
imagine
happy
Patrick Mahomes with Khalil Mack. Like that. That's a complete Super Bowl team.
Oh.
So, and I just think the Giants are the same way. Like, I mean, none of Lions fans really believe in Trubisky, but he's not a terrible quarterback. He's average, maybe above average if he has a great game, but he's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Deshaun Watson. It's the same thing with Daniel Jones. He could be an average quarterback. He could be good someday, but is he going to be Dwayne Haskins or Drew Lock? I don't think so.
No, I think Haskins was the quarterback behind the first pick in my eyes, and he fell to Washington. I think Washington had a great draft in that sense. Literally didn't have to move, and they got the guy they wanted. I think they picked 15. And so I think, man, I don't know why the Giants went that route. I think it was, if they wanted to get him, they probably could have definitely traded back and got him. I think they wasted it. I mean, Jones, though, is in a good situation where he doesn't have to start, and his running back's elite. So we'll see how that goes. But again, I'm with you, man. They overpicked, and I'm happy they did because that gave us T.J. Hockenson.
Last thing I'll say about this, because he said everybody had a shot at Mahomes. Look, the Bears traded up to number 2. And look, we didn't know Mahomes was going to be this, but I knew he was going to be a great quarterback. I just didn't know it was going to be this. But they traded up to get Deshaun Watson, so they chose him over Deshaun Watson. And to me, that's the real problem because Deshaun Watson's the real deal. So it's not just Patrick, it's him and Watson. But that's the last thing we'll talk about with that.
Boog Spray says Ty Johnson, we can do a successful jet sweep. That would be a great offensive weapon for him to do those jet sweeps. And
I mean, we did it with Agnew.
Yeah.
KFC just never used it.
Yep. And imagine having Agnew and Ty Johnson on the field at the same time. And then who do you give it to? The defense would be very nervous because that's 2 players you don't want to get burnt by.
Now imagine this. Imagine you got Kenny Golladay out there, Marvin Jones out there, Ty Johnson and Jamal Agnew in the backfield. Now watch this. You got TJ out there. And then you got Kerryon in the slot. Yes, I've seen the Lions put him in the slot only a few times, but because Kerryon can really run routes. Like this dude is like he's special. I'm so glad we got him. He can run routes. The defense ain't gonna know what to do.
They're gonna be.
Yes, I'm throwing Kerryon in the slot. Yes, because some of these slot corners cannot cover Kerryon. Or
Kerryon is such a well-rounded back. He literally has soft hands. He's very patient, waiting for the hole. When he hits it, he's decisive, and he's just a really, really good back. He's not great at one specific thing, but he's fantastic at everything. I think that makes him so special because he can catch it through the pass. He can block well. It's a great situation that we got him in. Then having those 2 speedsters would make the defense.
You said. I was trying to think. I don't really know what his best quality is. I mean, his best quality might be his short area burst, how you can just burst, but like he has great vision. He's extremely patient. He has power. He has speed. I mean, he can catch the ball. Like, what can he do?
Lone Wolf says, what is the most dangerous team in the NFC North? My opinion, and everyone's going to say I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but man, I'm saying Detroit Lions is the scariest team. We're under the radar. We're talented. We got depth, and no one knows what's coming. After that, I'd say the Chicago Bears, following the Minnesota Vikings, and last and least would be the Packers.
I'm going to go with the Lions. We're very under the radar. I remember I was watching the segment, Willie McGinnis and some other guy, they were talking about who's the biggest threat to the Bears, and they just kept talking about the Packers. And the Vikings didn't even mention us. So we're way under the radar. We still got the second best quarterback in the division. As of now, I know Danielle Hunter is really, really good, and he is. As of now, we got the second best defensive lineman in the division. We got the best cornerback. Man, Rose not better than Slay. Stop it. We got the best cornerback in the division. And I think we're gonna have the best two tight end set in the division. And we got the best running back in the division. We got the best receiver in the division. I mean, I can keep going, but and then I'm gonna go with the Minnesota Vikings just because the Bears defense is gonna be amazing. I'm not gonna downplay their defense because even though they lost some key pieces, they'll be good. But I cannot believe in Mr. Trubisky. And I know a lot of people don't like Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. You protect him and give him weapons, he'll win you a game. Or it's not a game, he'll win you some games. And I think this year Minnesota's offensive line will be much improved. They still got that wide receiver tandem. They're gonna have tight ends. The defense will still be good enough. I think the Minnesota Vikings are a little bit slept on. I did a whole video on it, but I think they're a little bit more slept on. I mean, the Bears, to me, they're just going to be they're going to be like the Ravens when the Ravens weren't that good, but their defense was good every year. But the quarterback's going to hold them back.
Melvin Drew says we need to beat the Chiefs and the Chargers. You know, when it comes to these two teams,
yeah, I have us winning both of those games.
And especially with the news coming out again, with they lost so much weapons in Kansas City with the beating of the child of their wide receiver and getting rid of their running back, and they're coming to Ford Field. So I see us actually beating the Chiefs. Now the Chargers is the game I'm a little worried about. I think it's going to be a tough game. I really, really do. But at least it's at Ford Field with all things considering, and we always now with Matt Patricia, we play hard teams well, unlike we used to do in the past.
Right, we play the playoff teams much better now. Melvin Drew said they defense trash, proven to run right at Mac and run screen. Look, no, man, Barry. Look. I know we hate the Bears, but they front seven is great, and they linebacking core might be the best in the NFL. We got to be real about this. Secondary is a little bit questionable because they got Ha Clint Dix back there now, so I'm loving that. You know, Kenny Golladay can eat all day and all night on him. But no, their defense would be solid.
Yeah,
the rest of the team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know about the rest of the team. You got rid of Jordan Howard and you drafted some running backs with Tariq Cohen, but I don't trust Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, I think that's their biggest question mark is their quarterback for that team. Their defense is really good. They're going to have a sick defense. And, you know, it's all about their quarterback. If he can take it to that next level, I agree with you. I don't think he takes it to the next level. They won 12 games last year. I have them winning 9 this year. That will not win the NFC North.
I know winning 9 too, and I think the Vikings are going to also win 9. I think the division will be better than it was last year.
Yeah,
I have us winning 11 or 12. Bears winning 9. Vikings winning 9. Packers winning 8.
Yeah, I have the Lions going 11. I have Chicago doing 9, Minnesota 8, and then the Packers going 6. I don't believe in the Packers.
They'll win more than 6.
I don't believe in the Packers, man.
They still got Aaron Rodgers. They'll win more than 6.
I think he's going to get injured again.
If he gets injured again, they win 4.
That's what I'm banking on. I'm literally banking that on my predictions. He get injured again. I mean, obviously, if he stays healthy, it's different.
Evan said, I can't pronounce your last name. He said, only game I'm worried about is the Chargers. I mean, believe it or not, the game that I'm worried about, because if we lose to them, I'll be pissed, is the Cowboys. We got to beat them trash Cowgirls.
Oh, man, yeah, I'm with you. That's a revenge game. It's going to come down to the wire.
And I think the Cowboys will be good next year because, man, I hate them. But the NFL, this is how you know it'd be rigged. I mean, look, y'all, in your off time, go check out the Cowboys schedule and look how easy it is. I'm like, bro, they just giving you 10-6. You can't win 10-6 with this, then you suck. Their schedule is really easy, and they'll be good enough, and they still got Zeke.
Man, Ezekiel, it's the real deal. I think they're going to be a good team as well. I don't see them being no bum team. they got a good wide receiver, a really good running back, and an okay quarterback. I don't think he's the great Mr.
No, I think
Prescott.
see that's the thing. I think Dak Prescott, you put him on this Bears team, we will be in much more trouble.
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's
I think
better
he's
than he
yeah.
you know,
I'm with
Dak
you.
Prescott is what Mr. Trubisky should be.
Yeah, I'm with you
But
there because he's also a bit bigger and stronger. I don't
yeah,
think
he's
call
not
I
the
don't
best thrower of the football, but he comes through in the clutch.
and he's a good leader. He really seems like
Yeah.
he's got it made in the intangible asset. I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback, but I do think he's a top 12 in that area. I
I
think
don't
he's
know if
really
I'll put
gonna.
him that high, but
Oh,
he's
I
good
don't
enough.
know.
He's good enough to get the job done.
Yeah,
Mr.
well, for
Trubisky, on the
sure,
other
for sure.
hand, no.
No, I don't see Trubisky in there. Yeah, Trubisky. I don't know what's up with him. I mean, I don't think he's Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler had really bad intangibles. He was just a really bad person, a bad
I
leader.
mean, he's better
But
throwing the football.
he's a yeah, he is a better. He definitely had the big arm. But Trubisky or True Whiskey per Joe Anderson, there's just something in there that I don't believe in him at. I don't know what
No,
it
I don't
is.
believe it
He's
because
too
look,
inconsistent.
with Trubisky, I don't think he can throw the ball. And when I mean that, it's not like he's like the worst thrower ever. I mean, can you remember the pass that Stafford threw to Marvin Jones in the Thanksgiving game against the Vikings where he caught it over Xavier Rhodes and Trey Wayne? It was a
Hmm.
touchdown.
Oh yeah.
Can Trubisky throw a pass like that?
Nope.
And that's my point. Sometimes, and we end up losing the game because of Golden Tate. That's why he got here. But sometimes you need a quarterback that can just throw impossible passes. Like he threw the pass into double coverage, but it was so perfect that with the chemistry that Marvin caught it. Sometimes you need a quarterback that can throw throws like that in certain types of games against these high powered defenses. And I don't think he can make those tough throws. If you shut down the running game, you'll beat Mr. Trubisky every time. And that's my issue with him.
Hey, I'm with you, man. To have that special ability, it's throwing within windows. You got to have that ability. I don't see him doing that. He doesn't have that elite ball skill to put a football in a window that where it needs to be. He needs help. Unlike Matthew Stafford, he can put a ball where he needs to put it. Quarterbacks like True Whiskey or Trubisky, he needs help. He can't put it in that window. What up, though?
Yeah, he
Pride
might
time B.
develop it someday, but it's not now. General G. Berry says Vikings because their scheme works against us, and Eagles the games he worried about. Well, I have us splitting with the Vikings and losing to the Eagles, General G. Berry. So you know, I feel you there.
Yeah, man. I definitely see us splitting with Minnesota as well.
Oh, Pride Time B was good.
Yeah, man. Pride Time is in the house. The guy is. If you have not subscribed to Pride Time B, do so. He's a really good Detroit Lions YouTuber. He loves the game. He loves talking football. And one of these days, we're gonna get him on the show, and where he can show you guys his skills because he knows his stuff as well. Let's see. A year's tape gonna work wonder. A year's tape is gonna work wonders.
He's talking about
I'm
Trubisky.
okay. Yeah, yeah, man. I don't know. Again, is this his third year coming into? Now, if he's not showing it this year, they need to start worrying about because his contract eventually going to come up. If he can't get to that status and take it to the next level this year, I don't know if he can.
Right. You need this year. You need to at least be at Dak Prescott level. When I say Dak Prescott level, like I said, man, Dak can beat you. He's not the greatest thrower ever, but he can beat you. I've watched this guy. He can beat you with his arm. I've seen him do it. So, you know, you just give him somebody to throw to. I just don't. Yeah, Prime Time B said they got cuffs on Trubisky. Yeah, they got cuffs because if they take him off, it's Pick City. But let's compare him. I said we was gonna stop talking about this, but let's compare him to Mahomes. And I know people be like, well, they're gonna have a year of tape on Mahomes. I'm like, bro, did you see those throws that Mahomes was throwing? No look passes, left-handed pass. Like, how do you research that? How you put that? Oh, he can do a left-handed pass. He can go back 20 yards and then throw a sidearm for a 40-yard touchdown. Like the things Mahomes can do with his arm, you're not gonna be able to do nothing about it. Just like I said, he looks exactly like a better version of Aaron Rodgers. you're not gonna be able to do nothing about it. Trubisky can't really throw. Like, come on, man. Mahomes, the way he can throw the ball, like a year of tape is not gonna mean anything.
What's
Because
going on,
you're not gonna
Brandon
be able
Kenny?
to stop him from doing anything. Like I guarantee, I don't care who the Chiefs got. If they offensive line protect Mahomes, it's over. I don't care if their defense is trash. I don't care who on offense. If they protecting him, it's over. Because his arm is that good. I've always said the same thing about Stafford. We don't have to have nothing, but if you protect Stafford, which we've never done, then we would win games regardless.
Stafford breaks fingers, man, with his ball strength. He can just throw it.
Right.
He can throw it hardcore. What up, though, Brandon Kenny? Welcome to the chat. General G. Barry says they messed up by thinking they can rely on Tariq Cohen. He's younger than Theo. Yeah, man.
Younger Theo.
Yeah. I can't believe they got rid of
Jordan Howard.
I know, man. Howard was so good for them. What in the world were they thinking? I don't understand that move.
I think they didn't want to pay him or something like that. Lone Wolf said Kirk Cousins has 30 TDs. Vikings defense is always stronger under Zimmer. Vikes scare me more than the Bears. Yeah, when I did my who's our biggest threat in the division, and I said it was the Vikings, not the Bears. One thing I highlighted was the fact that the Vikings, the scheme, they always find a way to sack Stafford. Even when we beat the Vikings, they still sack Stafford 4 or 5 times. We can't stop them from sacking Stafford. I don't know what it is, but I definitely trust Mike Zimmer more than anybody in Chicago. Definitely now that Big Fangio is gone. I know the Vikings are going to be a good team, man. I just do.
They do.
They weren't good because they couldn't protect their quarterback. Simple. They got all them offensive linemen. Like I said, Kirk Cousins is like a top 15 quarterback, maybe number 15, but you put, like we seen when he was a Redskin and they went to playoffs that one year. You give him some weapons, man. Protect him. He can do something. He's way better than Trubisky. Like way better.
I think the biggest threat to us in the NFC North is the Zebras. I think that it seems like every year we're getting jacked up by them calling a bad call or 10-second runoff or whatever the case is, man. That's what I'm really worried about this year again is the referees. They drive me crazy, man. Every
that
year.
and injuries, man.
Yeah,
injuries could ruin this potentially great season.
Yeah, we got to keep Stafford upright. We cannot let that man get sacked and taken down. I think if Stafford gets injured, we're in a world of hurt. I think that's the one player we cannot lose. The one player that cannot get injured because, according to training camp, Cook is not performing well, and we all know how Savage is. So
right,
that's
getting cooked left and right. No pun intended for Cook.
Oh man, that they really need to do something about that. If the Stafford goes down, we're in a lot of world of hurt.
Mahomes, Stafford, and Rodgers most talented quarterback arms, of course, bro. Like, because we got to be honest, Stafford is the only one. Because I've looked at a lot of it. He's the only one we've really seen do those sidearm throws. But I think it's an NFL Films video of Patrick Mahomes' season last year. And some of these throws, these are like, he's throwing like 40-yard sidearm touchdowns through 3 defenders. Like, what the heck are you doing? Like, you're special, man. Like, he's special. And he has that same Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, because we all know how Aaron Rodgers, how great he is at throwing the football, even if we hate him. So, I understand that.
Yeah, he's got that arm capability for sure. Samani313, what up, though? He says, it doesn't matter how we'll do something, but the Bears, they couldn't do with him. Win a ring, ask Jeffries. He's having the best time of his life in Philly. Man, yeah, Jeffries, he's exploded for Philly. I don't know what's going on with the Bears offense. It seems like forever they've never had a talented offense. They've never had a quarterback. They've always had a strong defense, and it never ends. It's been like this forever. So we'll see, man. I still see them as a threat. I see them as a 9-win team. That defense
Why do you
is
think
scary.
the Bears are a threat?
Because they got a scary defense. Their defense is really scary. And if you have a defense like that, and again, I see them beating, the Packers. I see them at least splitting with the Vikings. I see us splitting, and man, they went 12 wins last year. I don't see them dropping off past 9. I've given them a 9-win season.
I'm gonna tell you this: the Bears can be as great as you say, and they still can get swept by us. We can easily win a 17. I mean, because we did it when the Vikings defense was elite. Without a running game, I might add, we can easily beat the Bears. I'm gonna say easily, 17-14, 14-13, because our defense is great too now, and that's what I'm thinking about. And I think against the Bears, it could be extremely. I mean, sometimes we beat the Vikings like 10-7, so it could be an extremely low scoring game. But in low scoring games, what does it come down to? Running the ball and quarterback play. I think when it comes to stopping the run, we'll be better than the Bears. We might be the best in the NFL.
Oh, for sure.
And then who we have at quarterback? We have Stafford. I trust Stafford, at the end of the game much more than Trubisky. And I just feel like even if the Bears game is extremely tough, our defense is going to be way better than it was when we faced the Bears. So I don't think it's going to be easy for them to score. But when you compare it to the Vikings, they have much more explosion on that offense, and they got a quarterback that can get them the ball. That's just the way I look at it.
Hey, man, that's a great view. I agree with you. I'm not saying we're going to get swept or anything by the Bears. I have us going 11 wins. I think we definitely beat the Bears. Possibly we could sweep them because we play in Chicago before it's cold, and that's a huge advantage for us. I think our defense stopping the run is much better. I think our defense is going to be elite this year. I think our offense is much better. But again, they went 12 wins last year. I don't see them dropping to under 8 wins. I see them going 9, us going 11. Again, Minnesota is going to be right there with them. I have them going 8-8. They could definitely go 9-7. It's going to be fun for the NFC North this year. I don't see the Packers doing well. That's the one team I really don't see making such a huge impact. I think they're going to be the basement this year for sure.
I don't know. I'm just saying, man. We know the Packers. Look, if Aaron Rodgers get hurt, yeah, but they still got Aaron Rodgers, man. As long as you got Aaron Rodgers and an offensive line, you can do something. So I'm not gonna be surprised. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers won 10 games. I wouldn't. I trust the Packers I'm looking at the quarterbacks, man. I trust Trubisky. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears won 7 games if it was last. Because I just trust Aaron Rodgers for sure and Kirk Cousins way more. Way more than I trust Trubisky. Like, the Jaguars had a great defense, but they had a down year. The Buffalo Bills had the number 1 defense. They won like 5 games. So having a great defense doesn't equal wins.
For sure. I understand your point of view for sure.
Maybe I'm just a Bears hater.
What's that?
I said maybe I'm just a Bears hater. I don't believe in them, bro.
I was the biggest Bears hater when they had
Jay
Cutler. Oh man, I don't.
And the Bears will have a harder schedule this year. I forgot they play the Rams and the Saints.
Yeah,
they ain't winning.
Yeah. Like I said, man, I don't see them being a chump. They're not going to be a losing. I don't think they're gonna have a losing season, but an 8-8, 9-7. That's kind of where I have them in there. They're like Stafford's the started the sidearm for sure, man. He was killing that in the beginning. Everyone mocked him, but it always seemed to work. Pride time B, the Bears offense got worse to me. I agree with you, actually, man. I think their offense did get worse. They had a really spectacular offense with their running backs, and they got rid of Howard. And to me, that was not a smart move. I think that was a really bad move.
Yeah, and I know the offensive line was better, but I'm not fully confident in their offensive line and pass protection. Also, they lost Bryce Callahan. Most people might not know who Bryce Callahan is. He picked off Stafford, by the way, last year, but he was rated as the number 1 nickel cornerback last year. And whoever they replace him with, I think it's going to be getting – I can't believe I'm about to say these words, but I think it's going to be getting cooked by Danny Amendola in the slot or TJ Hawkinson when we put him in the slot. You know?
Hey, that would be legit. That would be legit.
Morris Landon said he believe in Josh Allen. That boy going to be great. Nah. I believe in Lamar Jackson. I don't believe in Josh Allen, bro. I'm sorry.
Jay White.
Josh Allen can't throw the ball at all.
Jay White, Detroit, here we are. What up, Doe? #1Pride. Absolutely. when Mahomes lost his running back, he fell off. Just like we say, you need to run the ball to win. That is true, man. You gotta have the ability to run, and if not, you gotta have the ability of the threat at the very least. You know how to beat the defensive front, right? Run right at them and throw quick passes. Yeah, man. When we had that scary defensive line in 2014, that's how people would defeat us. Is they would run at them and
Oh,
then they
you
would do the quick
crazy.
passes. That's what they would try. That's what they would do. That's how they would try to defend. I'm not saying it actually worked, but that's what you have to do. There's no other way around it. you can't run away from Ndamukong Suh in 2014. He would just chase you down and take you down. Did the Bears get a kicker yet? I think they're actually having a competition. I think they still got two or three right now in their OTAs, battling out for a kicker. Actually, not 100% sure on that.
Okay, I don't know what Mars Landon is smoking, but he said J-Mo, let's bet he have a better season than Mahomes. He's talking about the quarterback Josh Allen having a better season. What's good, Mars, than Patrick Mahomes next year? No way in hell. Never.
Okay.
Like ever. Unless Mahomes get hurt or something, there is no way. No, he is not that good.
Who's the wide receivers for Buffalo? I don't even know who.
I don't know.
I don't know their wide receiver. I don't think they drafted one early this year at all.
Hey, no, we can bet, man. We can bet for real, Mars. You know, we can bet, bro.
All right,
like,
man. You heard it here first.
Allen,
Mars Landing and J-Mo are betting on that.
Patrick
I'm not
Mahomes
gonna
is
lie.
what you call what HaHa Davis calls a different breed. Like,
D-Town says our division is tough to me. The teams with best coaching wins. So who has the best coach in the division? The best coach in the division. Well, let's go ahead and exclude the Packers out of there. They got their freshman head coach. He's already broke or ripped his Achilles tendon. I think Zimmer's a really damn good coach.
I definitely Mars, definitely a friendly bet, man. Well, you have to go with Zimmer just because he's the most proven in a sense, but I think it'll be close. But Matt Patricia didn't have, Zimmer has the guys for his system. Matt Patricia didn't have the guys for his system. So we'll see what Patricia does when he gets the guys for his system.
Yeah, for sure. I'm in agreement with you. Just for the experience with Zimmer, he is a solid head coach, man. He's a no-nonsense guy, and he makes his team real tough. General G. Barry says Sammy Watkins. I think Sammy Watkins I thought he got traded away from Buffalo a while ago. He got traded to Kansas City.
I thought, Sammy Watkins is he plays with Patrick Mahomes too.
Yeah, that's right. As far as I remember, because he was killing it over there. I had Patrick Mahomes as my fantasy quarterback.
Oh, lucky you!
Oh, I know. And everyone drafted quarterbacks early, and I waited till the 5th round, and I'm like, hey, I think this Patrick Mahomes is gonna have a good year. So I picked him up, man. Went to the championship. Tim says I'm not sure I can ride on that. Jay can throw a ball through a house. Mahomes got it though. Man, I think Mahomes is by far the better quarterback. In my head, it's not even close. I think Mahomes is very special. He's gonna be a special quarterback for many years in this league. Melvin Drew says Zimmer then Patricia. Yeah, you got to go with that right now. I'm with you there as well, Lone Wolf. I think right now Zimmer. The rest do have to prove themselves. I think Patricia would be second. I just got to go with the fact that now he got the players he needs, and he's really going to coach these guys up. Mars Landon says Kelvin Benjamin. That's their wide receiver for Buffalo.
Come on, man. Like I said, who they wide receiver?
Yeah, that's not. He's a wide receiver, yes, by definition, but I would not be picking him up.
Right, by definition, he's a wide receiver, but the kid, come on.
General Gibert says, I don't know who Buffalo got then. I think the dude from the Panthers who played opposite of Funches.
That's Kelvin Benjamin.
Kelvin Benjamin, yep.
Yeah, they don't have anybody in Buffalo. That's what I'm saying. First of all, I'm not on the Josh Allen bash thing, but I just don't believe in his throwing ability, just like Trubisky. But besides that, he don't got nobody to throw to anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't help out when they don't give you any weapons at all, especially when you're a young quarterback. Hey, we're not going to give you anybody to throw to, so how can you succeed? That's a recipe for failure. When Matthew Stafford came in the league, he had Calvin Johnson, and it really, really helped out. Tim says Benjamin equals Mike Williams. Kinda. I'd have to agree. That's a really good comparison in my eyes. Benjamin is with the Colts top tier. So
that means he literally has no receivers.
He literally has nothing. He could throw it to himself. He can literally throw it in the air and run the route.
Receivers, Tyreek Hill. You got and I know like he will play at some point during the season. I don't know when, but he will. You got Travis Kelce, you got Sammy Watkins, and everybody else's name doesn't really matter because what's his name? Andy Reid's system. He makes any wide receivers because it was a lot of no-name wide receivers catching passes once Kareem Hunt went down.
Yeah, man, and Andy Reid's proven that his system really works, especially in offense.
Yeah.
And they've always been good. His issues when it comes to the postseason, but they're really going to be a good team anyways. Always their offense is going to be an explosion.
The Chiefs always have a ton of weapons, a ton of no names. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy in that playoff game that they finally won, who ran all over everybody. I don't even remember his name, but he had like 150 yards rushing. And his name, he's not Kareem Hunt.
Mars Landing says Josh.
Landing. Josh Allen did not win 6 games on his own. Did you see the game against the Lions? He didn't do that on his own. He had the number 1 defense. Yeah, Mars, you tripping, bro. I don't know which. Josh Allen had the number 1 defense, bro.
Lone Wolf says, how do you guys feel about Diggs? He's one of my favorite players on the team. He is my favorite player on the team. Man, I love Diggs. I love the way he hits. He smacks wide receivers. People remember him because he don't play no games. He is a ball hawk. I like everything about Diggs. He is just a fantastic player. He's one of my favorite players as well.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Quandre Diggs. I love how hard that he hits. And I think he's getting better as a safety. I never wanted him back there because of his height, but he's proven us all wrong that, he can still do it.
Quandre Diggs is a beast, and he's going to have I think he's going to have a real good season this year with Walker as well. I think our safety position is safe for sure. I think it's going to be really, really awesome to watch. They got John Brown, Zay Jones, and Cole Beasley. They got Cole. Okay, so Buffalo got Cole Beasley.
Okay, that's a little bit better, but like I said, Josh Allen can't throw the ball.
Yeah, man. John Brown's a fast runner. But I don't know, man. We'll see. I definitely see Mahomes having a really good season.
There's no way. There's no way.
In my opinion, man, Mahomes is really good. He's a really good quarterback.
He's throwing for 4,030 some touchdowns easy. Josh Allen is not throwing for 4,030 some touchdowns.
Joe G. Berry, that's gonna be your next jersey, man. That could be my next one.
No, he cannot, Mars Landon. I watched 3 Buffalo Bills games. He couldn't throw in either one of them. he does not have an arm. Tyler Kraft at tight end. Like, why do y'all know more about the Bills than the Lions, y'all? What y'all doing research?
Hey, they're trying to trick us, man. Come
on, man. The Buffalo Bills are gonna win 6 games again. You know what's funny? Speaking of that division, since they want to, this was supposed to be about the Lions, Mike, my bad. But
it's all.
This is what they want. Speaking of that division, now I like Sam Darnold, and I was just watching when I was watching Jermaine Kearse's highlights. Sam Darnold was throwing him some nice passes. I compare him to Stafford a little bit. Sam Darnold.
It doesn't.
I think the Jets might win 8 games. Or 9 games. I think he has a lot of potential. Like, he's the one I would be betting on, besides Tom Brady, of course. But yeah, well, I like Sam Darnold as a quarterback.
Yeah, and then you got Bell as a running back. So I mean, to have a young quarterback, you got to have.
And they got Quinn Williams too. So.
Yeah, and their defensive front is scary too. And another team in that division you don't ever talk about or hear about is Josh Rosen. He got traded to the Dolphins. That'll be kind of interesting to see. I think he kind of got screwed over in Arizona. I think actually the Dolphins getting him for a 2nd-round pick was really good for that team.
I mean, I don't really like Josh Rosen's personality at all. and I think he's highly overrated. But if you give him a clean pocket, he can make throws.
Yeah. Yeah. And well,
So I think
they
he'll be
draft.
much better off in Miami than Arizona anyway. So
Oh
I
yeah,
guess good for
for
him in
sure.
a sense.
Mars Landing says Sam is nothing like Matt the Great.
I don't know,
Matthew,
man.
I like me some Matt Stafford. Matt the Stafford. He's the
I
clutch
watching Sam
quarterback,
Darnold sidearm throws. Kid got something.
and he's young. He's young. He's gonna have a lot of years to throw the football. As Matt Stafford's only got probably 10 more years to go.
Tim
And he'll
said
be
he think
40.
he'd rather have Josh Allen than Sam Darnold. Man, bro, what is wrong with y'all? Okay, you might have to send me another invite because it might kick me out. But I'm about to go look up some stats. Y'all crazy.
So go ahead.
Like
He's gonna look.
Josh Allen is not a good quarterback. What is wrong with y'all?
Lone Wolf said, "Who is going to the Super Bowl?" Man. I don't even want to say the
Come
NFC,
on,
man.
bro.
I don't want to say the NFC, man, because I want to say the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, we going and we winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
But
they
look,
have
Mike.
straight.
Okay, Josh Allen, 2,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 67 quarterback rating. I know he had a lot of rushing touchdowns, but we talking about throwing the football. Sam Darnold, 2,865 yards, 17 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 77 quarterback rate. That's better. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's not good stats at all. Tim says Lions versus Patriots for the Super Bowl. Now that would be awesome for many reasons. First off, us getting the Super Bowl.
See, I'm going
But
to tell you something. I don't know who told me. I'll call it God, whatever. He told me, Matthew Stafford is going to beat Tom Brady. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm thinking it's in the Super Bowl. Then we played the Patriots last year. I'm like, dang it. So it wasn't the Super Bowl? I hope I'm wrong.
man, that would be a legit awesome. The Lions beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. The Lions become the greatest team of all time to all the NFL fans because they don't want to see the Patriots win another one. That'd be just fantastic.
That would be the one time the whole world is rooting for the Lions. They'll be like, come on, Lions, y'all can do it. Beat them. Come on, Matt Patricia, you can do it. Come on, Stafford.
Oh.
Come on, carry on. I'm telling you, they would be rooting for the Lions so hard, man.
It'd be the first and last time, man. You gotta take advantage of it. Oh, I'm with you, man. Let's see. I like Hawkinson, but what player drafted after him will make us regret drafting him instead? No one, man. I think TJ Hawkinson. There was 5 blue chip players in that draft. TJ was the last one. I do not pick anyone but TJ Hawkinson at that spot.
Mars Landon says, go ahead.
If Josh Allen was there and you had to pick between TJ and Josh Allen, the defensive end, I would have took Josh Allen.
I would have took Josh Allen too.
But TJ Hawkinson was on the board. He's the last blue chip player on that board. You take the blue chipper, man. TJ is a special player. Again, if it became between those two, I'd have took Josh Allen. But he wasn't there, so TJ.
I don't think y'all watch film because Tim says Darnold got a wet noodle. What are you talking about? He has great arm strength. Like y'all don't watch film, man. And he didn't. Mars says Detroit gave Sam 6 TDs in one game. Sam Darnold, that first game against the Jets, Sam Darnold had like 1 or 2 touchdowns. It was Isaiah Crowell in the defense that was working us. So come on, y'all got to do y'all research, man. Mars Landon, I don't know, man. You say we got to chat, but you think Josh Allen is a good quarterback. I don't think we should talk.
Melvin Drew says, with what Snacks doing, Ed Oliver, don't worry about that, man. Snacks, he's going to be here for training camp. This stuff going on is getting really overhyped. Don't worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, Snacks will be there. His situation is pretty much easy to resolve. He's wanting to get a contract extension when he was with the Giants. It's nothing new. They knew what they were getting when they got Snacks Harrison for that 5th round pick. So don't worry about that, man. Snacks is going to be playing for us this year.
Yeah,
So
I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about it. I'll worry about it. If they miss training camp.
yeah, I think that would be the only time to worry, and I don't see both of them missing training camp. That's really taken to the next extreme. They don't have much to bargain with. I mean, they got 2 years left in their contract. I would not worry. It's just OTAs. It's no big deal. It's not like it's the offense where they're learning a new playbook. They already know the playbook. They know what they're gonna do. It's a good time to let them go ahead and let the young guys do their thing. And don't worry about it. Snacks will be with us, and he means a lot to this defense. They are not going to not have him on the field. He literally completely changed our defensive line and by stopping the run. So he will be playing with us, folks. He will be.
Thank you, General G. Berry. Sam Darnold had he said had what, one touchdown and 120 yards from that Jets game. Yeah, that Jets game was all that defense and that running game whooping on us. Alien Source TV says, anybody see that interview with Matt Patricia with Pat McAfee? Matt is starting to loosen up. He just wants to win. Well, Alien Source TV, if you watched our roundtable from 2 days ago on the Gridiron Blitz, I actually brought up that Pat McAfee interview. And if you watched my last video, Lions video, at the end of the video, I discussed that Pat McAfee interview and what I thought about it. That was a great interview. It's on YouTube. The full clip is on YouTube now. You should watch that Micro Mike in your free time, man. Matt Patricia is a hilarious guy, man. He's fun. I can see why the players love Matt Patricia. His personality is he's the kind of guy you would want to play for.
And he's not getting interviewed by Detroit media where they're just scolding him and trying to rip him apart. He's loosened up because it's like in the Detroit media, they do whatever they can to annoy him. When he gets out of that, he can loosen up and be himself. And so that's what you're seeing. He's known as a player's guy before he even came to Detroit. You ask anyone on that defense for the Patriots, they love the guy. I mean, all the players, offensive players, love Matt Patricia. He was a player's type of guy. He's a hard worker, but he's a leader in a sense that, man, he'll do whatever he can to make you feel wanted and put you in a successful way to win. Do you guys think Green Bay has a shot at winning the division? And that's from Det 34-56. Well, they all have a chance of winning division.
I was say, the division is that wide open.
Yeah, but my prediction is we take the NFC North. That is my prediction. That is what I see happening. We're going to win the NFC North for the first time in forever.
Alien Source TV said, I'll check out your video. Yeah, make sure you check out the video. Mars Landon says, but Darnold better. 2019 will tell Mahomes going to have a bad season. I don't know what he's talking about. And Darnold going to get benched in more than one game. Like, what are you talking about? I don't think you know your quarterbacks, man.
If Mahomes have a bad season, dude, that's like 30 touchdowns for him. It's a bad season.
I just don't think, I mean, yeah, he has to prove it in more than 1 year. I ain't saying he's winning a Super Bowl or anything like that, but Patrick Mahomes is a whole different type of special. Like, the dude is literally Aaron Rodgers, but he's better just because of that. His arm strength is better.
D-Town says Snacks and Slay are no worries. This time they want to earn a new contract. They'll play. Yeah, they'll play. I don't see them holding out. Lone Wolf, do you see Tavai as the middle linebacker or outside linebacker? We talked about this, I think, me and you in our last talk a week ago, and I think we both agreed that he's going to start not in that position, but he has the ability, since he is a leader and he was a captain, I think he does have the ability to do that. He does have the ability to play in the middle if need be.
That's the thing about Tavai. He can play every linebacker position. I see him as a middle linebacker, maybe not this year, but a couple years from now. But he can play every linebacker position. That's the great thing about him.
D-Town says, just like Caldwell, the media here is a dungeon of doom. Yeah, man. You know what's crazy is Caldwell is a pretty respectable guy, and it was getting down on him because the media here is just straight negative, man. They drive people out, and to get away from that, I'm sure is a refresher for Matt Patricia, for sure.
Right, General G. Berry. Bye-bye, Christian Jones. Mars Landing. I don't know what he has against Patrick Mahomes, but he said Patrick Mahomes had a team and a coach. He had a good team on offense, but he had the worst defense in the league. And he lost Kareem Hunt, and they still went to the AFC Championship. But hey, man, he says he see flaws in Mahomes. What flaws is in Mahomes? I want to know. Because I still remember in that Patriots game where they were losing, I told Man Beast Morris, shout out to Man Beast Morris. I'm like, watch Mahomes drop 30 in the second half. In one half, he dropped 30. The dude had Bill Belichick throw his Surface Pro. When have you ever seen Bill Belichick throw anything? And they went to overtime and they lost because of D Ford. No, that dude is special. Like I said, go look at his passing montage. Some of those passes have nothing to do with anybody else but Mahomes. Like he threw a pass without looking, bro. How do you do that?
Tim says this is the new media. We ain't watching Freep Debt News no more. Absolutely, there's no reason to watch.
Hey
them.
Man, shout out to y'all, Tim.
No reason to watch those guys anymore, man. Carlos Manure is garbage. We got Derek calls what is his name? The other Freep reporter,
Dave Trash Cat.
Dave Brickhead.
And then Deej says, "Do you guys think Mitchell Trubisky will step up for the Bears? I personally think he'll regress this year. I have no faith in Mr. Trubisky at all. That's why I say the Vikings are a bigger threat because I think the Vikings have the defense and they have a better quarterback and they have a better offense. I don't have any faith in them. I think the Bears will be they'll win 7 games and maybe Mitchell win a couple, but I could see the Bears going 7-9. Honestly, because they schedule. You gotta look at this. Like the team is gonna be good on defense, but the schedule. Now y'all playing the big dogs. You know, y'all ain't playing no scrubs no more. Y'all playing the big dogs next year. How that's gonna work out?
I don't see Trubisky taking that next step as well. Third year for a quarterback is the year, and I haven't seen anything to really suggest that he's going to progress. I think he either regresses or stays about the same. I don't see him actually progressing. I don't see it, man. I just don't see it. Everything that I've watched when it comes to him, he has that ability to run around really well, but he's still not great when it comes to passing the football. And running around can only get you so far. You have to be able to pass the football. What up, though? First black man on the net.
What's good, first black man on the net? And one thing about Trubisky is his receivers. If he had a better receiving core, like if he had our receivers, you know, he had TJ Hockenson, I would be like, I don't believe in Trubisky that much, but when you got weapons like that, you can be successful. And to me, besides with Trubisky's own limitations and getting rid of Jordan Howard, I don't really trust the Bears receiving core. It's not like they're trash, but I just don't trust them to show up in a big game. Like, I don't trust the Bears receiving core to show up on the road against the Saints. Like, the Saints are the only team in the NFC that I'm 100% confident. Drew Brees healthy, of course, they making the playoff. They the only team that I could say, like the Patriots and the Saints and the Chiefs probably. But in the NFC, the only team I know making the playoffs is the Saints. So you facing that team on the road, really? Come on, bro.
Good luck.
He gonna throw 5 picks. Like, come on, he ain't ready for that atmosphere.
David Campos, what up, though? Y'all happy with the running backs we got now? Absolutely, I'm very happy. I don't think Theo Riddick will be on the roster come week 1, but the rest of the guys, I'm very happy with the backs that we have. We got Kerryon, the all-man. He could do it all. C.J. Anderson, we seen for the Rams last year, he could do it all, and he has that pounding ability. Zach Zenner, he is just a north and south solid guy. And Ty, the newcomer, he's really fast. So I really like our running back depth. I like what we have and the weapons that Matthew Stafford can utilize with those guys.
I love our running back core. This is the first time in Lions history since Barry Sanders that we can actually say healthy, we have the best running back core. Can y'all believe that? We have the best running back core in the division. Can y'all believe that? I'm gonna say it again. Can y'all believe that? But just like Micro Mike was saying, CJ, I love Zach Zenner. I've been a Zach Zenner fan since his rookie season because with Zach Zenner, he can play on special teams. And it's just production. Whenever we get him the ball and you open up a hole, he produces. Like, I don't know what else to say. And Ty Johnson, I like his speed. If he makes the team, I think he'll be solid. General G. Berry says Toronto or Golden State. Who y'all got tonight? I actually got Toronto winning tonight. I think this is gonna be like I could be wrong. Golden State could very well win. But I think this is gonna be like when the Pistons win against the Lakers in their fourth year. I've always said, some basketball talk. No dynasty has ever won their fourth year. We beat the Lakers, Detroit Pistons. Michael Jordan, quit twice, and LeBron and them lost their fourth year too. So it never happened. But I got Toronto.
Alien Source TV, what up, though, man? I'm watching Ancient Aliens tonight. Players seem to be focused on wanting to learn the coaches. That's music to my ears. For me, it seems like they're buying into Matt Patricia and companies they're selling. Players have bought in. I say most of them. My little worry is only one player, and I think that's Darius Slay. I'm not 100% sure he's bought into the system, and I think that could be a reason why he's doing this little contract dispute. Ultimately, I see him making the team, or not making the team, but being for training camp. And yeah, I do. I see that they are having all the players understand what Patricia's doing because, again, they had to get rid of players that didn't want to be on this system, and they drafted players who will learn under Trey Flowers and Coleman and Jesse James. And so they're definitely buying into them. And again, if you don't have players buying into a system, you ain't winning. And that's why they had to purge some of that roster.
Right. Tim says, poor Agnew getting forgotten. Definitely the opposite. Ty Johnson is the one that's struggling to make the team, not Agnew. Agnew is still our punt returner.
Oh, yeah.
Daryl Bevell has already said we're going to use him a lot more on offense, and Agnew got a pick 6 as a cornerback, so he's playing in all three phases. Agnew, he definitely has a solid spot on this team. It's Ty Johnson that's going to have a hard time making the team. Agnew definitely not getting forgotten. I know that because we playing him at cornerback, and, he actually got a pick 6.
Man, we talk about Agnew a lot because he could do it all. He can play on defense, he can play special teams, and he can play offense. We ain't forgetting Agnew. Agnew is one of my favorite players as well because he could do it all. And if he's in the open field, it's over. He could take a game
Agnew,
over like that. It's done.
He's special. Like, some players are like really, really fast, and some players they run really fast. They're fast and they run fast, and they just have ability with the ball in their hands. Agnew, Tyreek Hill, those are the type of guy, like, you give Agnew the ball and give him open space, you might as well just lay down. Mike Barker Hotmail says, hey guys, I found a piece of film that should interest you. It's a 2016 game between the Pats and Seattle. You get MP and Bevel going head to head. You also get Flowers, Coleman, Carson, Amendola. Tim says, man, I do wish they give Zenner a real chance. Dude just comes in, puts his head down, and does his job. Look, as long as Zenner is there, he gonna get his chance, and he gonna be productive. Because I love him. I'm telling you, man, he's 4 yards per carry his short career.
Mike Barker Hotmail, I'm going to check that game out. That very much interests me. I like going over film, and that has a lot of pieces that we have. So I'm definitely going to check that out. I actually put that on my list while you wrote that down. I put it on my list. Man, I do wish they'd give Zenner a real chance. I'm with you, Tim. I think he's got a real chance. I mean, what's good about Zenner is he's so consistent. You know exactly what you got with Zenner. There's nothing bad about him. There's nothing fantastic about him. He's consistent. He runs, he gains the yards, and you know what he's got. He's not. It's not something that's going to be a surprise.
Block. He can catch a pass or two out the backfield. Not a lot, but pass or two.
I like Zach Zenner a lot, for sure. I think he's our number 3. I think he makes the team, not even thinking about it. I think he's made the team already. Unless due to injury.
No, he's on the team. He plays special
unless
teams.
There's an injury. But the boy has earned his spot, and he deserves, and I can't wait to see him play this year. Kerryon really looks scary this year. I've barely seen him, man. And what we've heard about in camp is how fluid and even stronger he looks. Sky is the limit for Kerryon Johnson. And if you are fantasy fans like myself, I suggest you draft him because I will. I am going to take Kerryon Johnson, not with the first overall pick, but don't be sure. I won't be taking him after the 4th round. I think he's going to have a special season.
And with Kerryon, coming off that rough season at Auburn where he had to carry much of the load, and he had another rough season with Detroit where even though we didn't use him enough, he kind of had to carry the load. I think now he's had a full off season to focus his mind, one, because being a rookie is a whirlwind out there, and two, heal his body. I think he's 100% healthy now. And he bulked up. One thing that we knew he was gonna have to do, and I said he was gonna have to do this next season. Yeah, like I said, man, every time I watch old Lions games from last year and I just watch Kerryon, I'm just like, this dude is just special. Like the way he runs the football is just so unique. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He's the main
Kerryon.
reason I think our team is gonna be, 11-5, 12-4. I mean,
Yep.
teams ain't gonna know what to do.
They're
Trying to
not gonna
stop
have
Carry
an idea.
On, and Kenny Galladay killing you over the top, TJ Hawkinson, Jesse James killing you over the top. And then once you stop Carry On, Jamal Agnew comes on the field randomly. Like, you ain't gonna know what to do.
That's what drove me crazy last year. Is with KFC, he would not stick Kerryon in there and just let the man play. He would have a hot hand, and then he would pull him. And when you can allow this man to actually play a full game without getting pulled for no reason, you're going to see this man's ability. He has the ability to be in the Pro Bowl. He's very special. I think he definitely gets 1,000 yards plus. I don't know how many times he's going to get when it comes to receiving the ball, but I see him getting a good amount there as well. Man, He's a special player. He's very, very special. And it's exciting because we have not had a special running back, I think, since Javid Best. And then Best had that concussion issue, and our offense really took a turn for the worse. So I think now we stabilize that position, and it's going to be awesome for years to come.
Let's see. D-Town, more than any player, I think Zenner is ready, I guess. He said, more than any player, I think Zenner represents the new culture we're creating. Yeah, him and guys like Trey Flowers and Amendola. G-Berry says this offseason was the first offseason Kerryon Johnson had where he didn't have to rehab, and that's the point I'm making. Like, he looked healthy, and you can just tell, like, he's fresh.
Yeah, man. And first black man that says Kerryon Johnson is almost a throwback from a different era. He does remind you of that. He definitely does. He reminds you of an individual from that era to where it's just I do everything really well, and I'm not known for anything, but I'm gonna make you pay for a long day, and you're gonna remember that. So it does remind you of that. He reminds me also of like Sean Alexander. I think he played for the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
He really reminds me of him. Just very patient, and he can take over a game, and can do it all. does remind me of that.
Top tier is hilarious. He said, "Man, Zenner broke his dang back and came back better than ever." He did. I thought Zenner was gonna be done and he was gonna go be a doctor, but hey, man, he came back. He proved his worth, man. I just want Lions fans to know, every time we lost all our running backs, who was there to save us? Zach Zenner. I don't care what happened at the end of the season or whatever. Zenner is like that girlfriend that's always there for you when you get rid of your old girl. she always holding you down. She the one you can always come to. That's Zenner.
It's like, man.
Lone Wolf says, how do you guys feel about the Lions offensive line? First thing, if I see Kenny Wiggins at left guard, I'm shook. I'm scared. I'm terrified. Second thing, I'm so. I'm about 75% confident in the O-line. I just don't know what it's going to be. And to me, this O-line is going to be the difference between us winning the division in the playoff game and losing. Because if we going through all this, had this great team running the ball, blah, 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 and we still can't protect Stafford, like, what's the point? You know?
We cannot have Kenny Wiggins on that offensive line starting. That would be a scary proposition for our team and Matthew Stafford. That's probably the biggest question mark besides the secondary quarterback is the offensive line and who's going to take it over. Again, I think we got individuals that can do that as well. We got Terrell Crosby. We have Bo Benshaw. I don't see Wiggins starting. And if he is starting, we're going to be in a little bit of hurt for sure. I'm with you about 75%.
If Wiggins starting, I'm going to be shook. Like, I'm talking about like gun to your face shook. like scared. I'm be shook, bro. Like I'm be scared, bro. I don't have no faith zero faith in Kenny Wiggins, man. He gave up 5 sacks and only played in like 6 or 7 games. How horrible is that? No, but I'm gonna trust Matt Patricia, and they're gonna put somebody else there that's not Kenny Wiggins. Maybe Joe Dahl. I'll take Joe Dahl at this point. Anybody, I'll take Bo Benchwa. Just don't put Kenny Wiggins there.
Do
You
not
can even throw him on the right side. I just like you can't have him on that left side where Aaron Donalds and Khalil Mack. No. No.
General G. Barry says maybe Wiggins just looked bad in the scheme we ran. He looks bad in every scheme that
I was about to say
ran.
no excuse, bro. That boy tried. And General G. Barry, I pray on everything. I'm praying to the Lord right now. Jesus, please. I hope that General G. Barry is correct. Please let him be right.
I don't know who's worse.
I don't believe in this guy at all.
Him or Lake and
I got the same level of belief in him as Nevin Lawson. Like, come on, bro. I don't believe in him at all.
He is like
Lake and Whiting?
Juice. Lake and Tomlinson, man.
Right, that's what I like. He ain't as bad as Lincoln, but man, I ain't seen nothing good from the man. That's all I'm saying.
And you ain't seen nothing good from an offensive lineman. Matthew Stafford's having some nightmares, and so are we. I'm not a fan of Wiggins. I am 100% behind that. And if he's starting, that's going to be very scary. Very, very scary. But I don't see it happening. I see Terrell Crosby taking that spot, or if
anybody but Kenny Wiggins taking that spot.
Yeah, anybody. Det says Lawson was good awful. I think he meant god awful. Oh man, he was. He was the worst player on the team. I couldn't stand that dude, man. Could not stand that guy. That guy gave me more migraines, and I've lost my voice screaming more with that guy on this team than I think I ever have.
Only guy that was worse was Tahir Trashhead.
Yeah, that was bad, man. He was bad as well. Man. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
I mean, Bevel and Cooter don't run the same scheme, but look, I don't got no faith in Kenny Wiggins, bro. So yeah, I am concerned. I'm not gonna say concerned because I said I'm 75% confident in the offensive line, but that 25% is guys like Kenny Wiggins. Like, bro, stop starting on the first team and scaring me. And we all know Matt Patricia might just be putting him there to move him or whatever. It might not be serious, but please.
Yes, General G. Barry, KFC and Bevel do not run the same scheme. Yes, Bevel actually runs a scheme, so that's a big positive. KFC, I don't know what he did, but it was definitely not an offensive scheme. Anytime the ball went 24's way, I just yelled flag. Anytime the ball went that way, I would just say curse word, blank, dang it, and in other words. I drove me nuts, man. It seemed like every play, it'd be a flag or 20 yards for a first down. I am so happy he's off our team.
Joseph Murdoch says, I think the O-line might be Decker, Crosby, Ragnow, Glasgow, Rick Wagner. I would love to put Crosby over there, but they seem to want Crosby to be Rick Wagner's man, these names hard to pronounce. Rick Wagner's replacement. I wouldn't mind him being on the left side. Like, look, Crosby, he played well last year. Mm-hmm. Not saying like he was great but he just wasn't bad, you know?
Yeah.
He actually helped us. I remember, like, I was just watching the Panthers game. When Zach Zenner went on that drive against the Panthers, when I think he had a Zenner drive, it was Crosby that pushed him into the end zone and created the hole for him to score. So, like, I like Crosby a lot, and I like his versatility. I just don't know what the Lions want to do with him specifically. Would you put Glasgow at guard or center? I'm definitely putting him at guard. Ragnow needs to be the center because Glasgow isn't a good center, and Ragnow, that's what he was born to do.
Yeah, Frank Ragnow's their starting center. He hasn't changed in OTAs. He's going to be the center, and Glasgow is going to be the guard. I agree with you, Crosby. I loved him as a pick last year, and he did well with Wagner when Wagner kept getting injured. And so if an injury does happen where Wagner goes down, do not be scared for Crosby when he gets put in at the right tackle's position. He'll be fine. I think Terrell Crosby is actually the future right tackle of this team. And hopefully he plays, though, at guard this year if Bo Benshaw can't, because we don't want Wiggins. That's the one thing. Kilo something played good for us a couple years ago. Let's see. Man, I can't wait for things to come together in preseason. I don't know if I've ever been.
Tim said they said on Crosby staying at tackle. I feel the same way too. They want him to be Rick Wagner's replacement, but we'll see.
Yeah. It is. I definitely think this is Rick Wagner's last year with Detroit. I think Terrell Crosby takes it over next year for sure. I love some Terrell Crosby. He's a great 5th round pick. I can't wait for the season to come. I'm with you, man. I'm really excited for this preseason. I'm really excited to see these young guys get on the field, and everything we've been talking about for the past couple of months comes to fruition. And it's exciting because this is the first time we've had such good depth. And when it comes to preseason, that's what you're really looking for is watching these players perform. And when you have great depth, you can actually watch a good performance for each individual player. So it's super exciting.
I'm much more excited for the regular season than preseason.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I definitely. But I want to see some football, man.
I'm not.
We've been talking about this forever.
You know, I was never really a person that was huge on preseason. Like that's just never been what I cared about that much. I'm not, I watch the games and see what I can see, but to me, preseason is preseason. But it'll be interesting to see. First of all, I won't Kerryon or Stafford playing in any of the games, honestly.
Agree.
I don't want Trey Flowers playing. I don't want Kenny. I don't want none of our starters playing. I don't care. It's a dress rehearsal. We'll dress rehearsal game against the Cardinals. I don't want none of them playing, honestly. But cause I still remember when Julian Edelman got hurt against us, and the Patriots lost the Super Bowl because of that. No Edelman, no Super Bowls. Go do the research.
I remember a long time ago when Jeff Garcia came in as our quarterback from Joey Harrington, and he broke his leg in the preseason. Then we went back to Joey Harrington, and I sighed a huge sigh because I was not happy about that. You do not want your starters getting injured. I like the preseason because I like watching these young guys on the field, and I want to see these players we got. Like with the preseason a couple years ago when Zach Zenner came in when he was a free agent, a rookie, it was so cool to see this young man and join this team and run the football. So
Tion Green as well, who we never should have got rid of.
Yeah, I don't know why we got rid of him.
I made a whole rant video about losing Tion Green. I was pissed.
Tion Green was a nice little bowling ball. He kind of reminded me of Little Joyke Bell.
Yeah, man, and he would have been better than LeGarrette Blount trash stuff last year. Andrew Eastham said, "What up, Andrew? Joseph Murdoch, J-Mo, do you think Kearse is a good pickup? I think if he has a strong camp, he can make the double him up. What? Oh, allows a heck of a mismatch. I don't know if he's gonna be demanding double teams. I'm not really sure if Kearse will make the team. I did predict Jermaine Kearse is one of the guys that we were gonna go after. I'm not really sure, but I think the competition for him isn't really that heavy, and he could make the football team. And if he makes the team, good. If he don't, it is what it is. But I definitely think he's gonna push some people, and he might end up making the team, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think he makes the team, and I think what he brings to the offense is he knows the system, and so the new system's being placed on the offense, and he could help out the wide receivers, hopefully learn the system faster. And again, our depth at wide receiver is not as deep as it's been in years past. So having a veteran like himself, I think he makes the team for that as well. I mean, having Fulgham and him, Amendola, Golladay, and Marvin Jones, I think that's going to be your starting 5.
I would say Golladay, Amendola, Marvin Jones, Brandon Powell, and maybe Fulgham. So maybe it's that spot between it's gonna be Powell, Chris Lacey, or Jermaine Kearse, basically. Because Fulgham definitely making the team. I'm hearing great things about him in camp. I'm hearing good things about Chris Lacey too in camp, but they
Yeah.
love Fulgham. I already told y'all Fulgham was gonna be a beast. Told y'all, man. Things
Hey,
that I'm never wrong about: point guards and wide receivers. I'm right. I'm wrong about a lot of stuff, but I'm never wrong about point guards and wide receivers. Fulgham gonna be a beast. I don't know if it's gonna be his rookie year, but he's a future top 3 receiver on the team. You know, he's gonna be a contributor. And I like Jermaine Kearse. He knows the system, but you know he could be a camp body to advance the competition. But like I said, I mean, who is this competition? He's not really going against anybody that I think can beat him out though.
yeah, I
Yeah,
agree
Andy
there.
Jones is having a good camp too.
It's good to see you're having Andy Jones and Lacey. They're having really good camps, and that's what you want to see.
I
And if
remember
they
Andy
do,
Jones from last year though. I'm like, who is
hopefully,
Stafford throwing the ball to?
hey man, he ripped it up in that Green Bay game. Oh, who is this guy? Just all of a sudden, just start picking up balls like it's nothing. Yeah, man.
D
So
three
we'll
four
see.
five six W said Bob Quinn is the best GM we've had ever by far.
Oh yeah, that's not even close. I mean, the last time I could think of a GM is like in the 1950s or something, but definitely in recent memory, he definitely beats out Mayhew and Millen and all those folks. He's actually a general manager. He knows what he's doing. It's kind of something we haven't had in a long time.
I mean, Bob Quinn could have literally drafted. I'm not comparing them to Barry and Calvin. I'm not disrespecting those legends, but he drafted our Barry and Calvin potentially, and they both on the same team. Talking about Kenny G and Carry-On. The dude is, and then I mean Deshaun Hand, Tracy Walker, Jamal Agnew, Frank Ragnar. I mean like Jared Davis. You know, I think Tavares and the Warrior are gonna be solid. I mean, he's just a great GM. All the stuff that we did in free agency, getting Devon Kennard and Alkawara out of free agency, he's a great GM.
And he's getting the players not just in the first round, but in all the other rounds. He's finding the diamonds in the rough. And that is how you develop a team, and that's how you win. You can't just do first round picks. You got to strike on these second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth round picks, and that's what he's doing. He's really something that we haven't had in a long time, and it's kind of shocking how he gets compared to as one of the worst general managers in the mainstream media, when I think he's one of the best general managers in the NFL. Yeah, I don't see what those people are seeing. I don't get it. I don't see why he does not get the love.
Man, they don't know nothing about football if you think Bob Quinn is anything but a great GM. I can't take that seriously. He drafted Kenny Galladay, potentially the best player on our team, not named Stafford on offense for the next 5 years, in the third round. Like Hawkinson and Carry-On are they first and second round picks, so you expect Kenny Galladay is a third round pick. Agnew is a fifth round pick. Deshaun Hand is a fourth round pick. Like, man, Fulgham is a sixth round pick. You know,
we have a guy that we got in free agency, Bo Benshaw, who I wanted in the fifth round, and we got him as a free agent rookie. And it's how does he do this? It's amazing, the man that he works this magic, and just it's constant strike, and that's why our team's going to be very competitive.
Lone Wolf says, "What do you guys think about Will Harris?" I like Will Harris. I don't think he's gonna get that many snaps, just because we're gonna bring him in slowly like we did Tracy Walker. But his speed allows him to transition to playing cornerback in the NFL, because he has that real 4.43 speed. So we'll see what Matt Patricia wants to do with him. I think Matt Patricia is gonna play with him a little bit in the scheme and see where he fits best.
100% agree. That's just how it's going to go there. We got so many talented individuals in the secondary that we don't need to push him in right away. He'll have his packages and he'll be able to learn. And I think he'll be a quality player for us for years down the road. But with the ability of it takes a while for individuals to learn secondary safety and cornerback positions like Amani, in which George Morgan is just talking about. We don't have to start them right away, and that's what's great. They can sit back and learn and not be pushed into the fire.
I don't know,
Amani,
top tier. Will Harris, Darius Slay was talking that talk. Next thing you know, Will Harris was lining up at cornerback. And if you pay attention last year in a couple plays, we had Tracy Walker at cornerback. So, like I said, you got to remember, he's a defensive back. Just because you were a safety in college or a corner in college don't mean you'll be that in the NFL. He's a defensive back that runs a 4-3, meaning Boston College used him in a lot of different ways. But Will Harris can keep up with people. And if you can keep up with people and we can coach you up to be a corner, it's definitely a possibility. And Amani Warrior, as you already know, me and Marco Mike, that's our favorite pick out the draft. Complete steal. I had him going in the second round.
Oh man, he's my favorite pack in the draft as well. I still remember getting him in the 5th round. I think we were all live, and I'm like, I cannot believe we just got this guy in the 5th round. That was a great pick. He was definitely should have went in the 2nd round, like you're saying. We got him in the 5th round. That is the steal of this draft, in my opinion. Besides Bo Benchois, that was a fantastic pick. And like you've been saying this a lot for Amani, is he's Slay's replacement in a year or two. You've been talking about that a lot, and it's very well could be. He has that talent to be a really good cornerback and to be a number 1 cornerback in a couple years.
Yeah, like I said, I like Amani. He played good in college. Let's see. Once we coach him up, let's see what he can do. Joseph Murdoch said something interesting. I work at a shipyard in Portland. Glad to have people, Lions fans, listening all over the country. We have a crew up from Alabama. They all think the Lions will be seriously good. I have to agree. I don't know why. Well, I know Kerryon is from Alabama, and we do have some Alabama players. So that's interesting. That's interesting.
Man, are you in Portland, Oregon?
Or that's Portland? What I'm assuming.
Okay, I used to live in Gladstone, Oregon, so that was 30 minutes from Portland. Great place there. Loved it, man. So good old Oregon fans. I was a Detroit Lions fan in Oregon, so much love in the West Coast. Alien sources, I'm telling you, Amani is going to be special. He's got a lot of veteran leadership to learn from, too. Yeah, man, and he doesn't need to start right away, and that's what's good.
The best thing.
Best thing for him.
There's no rush. He can, just like Tracy Walker last year, I think it benefited him a lot just to come in certain packages and, keep increasing his snaps, getting him used to it, and we didn't have to depend on him.
Slay's first year was rough, and that was because he got pushed into it. And it takes a while for cornerbacks to learn. Amani does not have to do that. He can sit back and he can learn this and get really good and be a really solid piece for us in the future. Especially if Slay's ball hawk. Yeah, he does remind you of Slay. Yeah. He can tackle, and that's what we wanted, and that's why we didn't get another cornerback in this draft that everyone seems to keep saying we should have. But again, Mike, Portland, Oregon. Yep, I was 30 minutes from Portland, man. I love it over there. So yeah, man.
Drew says he's from Atlanta. He says, I talk smack to all these Falcon fans. My co-worker reminds me of 016. I remind him of blowing a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl. And it's funny. Somebody say 016 to me, I'm gonna be like, okay. Like, to me, that's not an insult. Okay, we had a very bad season. So, like, now that the Browns done did it, y'all, it don't matter. We were 016 and we was blessed with Matthew Stafford. Browns went 0-16 and got blessed with Baker Mayfield. So who's really laughing here?
After that Super Bowl went down, I went on YouTube and I seen a video of live reactions of Atlanta fans. And as the game was going on, they're all dancing and having fun. And then it's starting to slowly creep back.
And then you just watch Tom Brady rip they freaking soul out.
I was laughing so hard.
Tom Brady and James White and that defense ripped their soul out their chest, bro.
That is
Oh
far
man.
worse feeling than going 0-16. That is a million times
Right. You
worse.
would never. That's why I said miss me with Matt Ryan better than Stafford. Miss me with Matt Ryan on Stafford level. Miss me with that. You're not telling me Stafford ain't never blew a 25-point lead. You're not telling me if they had Stafford instead of Matt Ryan, they wouldn't have won that game. That's a lie.
That is a soul-sucking. That is a moment in history. If you're a fan, you could never forget. See, 0-16 was long. It was dread. It was a long suck. That was the worst suck because it just came out of nowhere. And you have the
Oh,
game
Melvin
won.
Drew said he was watching it live, so he got to see their live reactions in the bars. And I know people was crying. Because could you imagine how excited they was? Yeah, we about to beat the Patriots 25 or whatever. Yeah. Oh, he scored again. Oh, snap. A turnover. Oh, it's going to overtime. Oh man. And then I know every Atlanta fan once it went to overtime and the Patriots got the ball, I think every Atlanta fan knew their fate had been sealed.
Oh man. Oh man, that's a moment of puking. That's a million times worse than going 16. Luckily, I don't think I've ever experienced anything, but it was
Tim said, I'm sort of terrified of the Lions appearing in the Super Bowl. If we lost, I think I might die. Look, let me tell you something, bro. The Lions, not any other team, the Lions appearing in a Super Bowl is a privilege. If we make it, you need to be happy no matter what. And two, I don't know why. I just have this feeling. It's not because I'm a Stafford stan or anything. I just have a feeling that if we make it to the Super Bowl, Stafford not losing.
if the Lions make it to
I
the
think that's
Super
the
Bowl,
one game on the big stage that Stafford gonna be like, "Nah, man, I'm winning this for the city." Kind of what Nick Foles did for Philly. Yeah, I think we go to the Super Bowl. I don't think we're losing.
man, we
Honestly.
go to the Super Bowl to be the greatest feeling of all time. I would be
Yeah,
so
but just
happy.
making it, you got to be happy with that because we ain't never been.
Yeah, yeah, and if we face again, if we
But I
face the
trust Matt
Patriots,
Patricia. I trust Matt Patricia, and I definitely trust if it was this year or while we had these players on the team, I definitely trust the Amendolas and the Trey Flowers. And like I said, man, that's gonna be the one game where I feel like Stafford gonna be lights out the whole game.
yeah, Matthew the Stat man, he smokes fools. 0-16 was my first season as a Lions fan. A debt 30,
Ooh, my
34.
condolences.
I went to Iraq. I during the whole 2008 season. I only got to watch one game. That was the Thanksgiving Day game. I said I cursed all Lions fans because that was the only season I'd never seen. I only got to watch the one game, so it didn't sting that bad.
Yeah, I didn't watch many games from that season, man. Dude, I only watched like a couple games. Melvin Drew says we usually do all our celebrating before the game, enjoy Super Bowl week. But I agree, J Mo, Stafford ain't losing, man. I think Stafford got a bad taste in his mouth about the Dallas game. Of course, we all got a bad taste in our mouth. That was supposed to be our first playoff win. They always Stafford, he's never won a playoff game. I hate when they say that, but I'm like, yeah, he ain't never won. That's not good, but you just gonna ignore the Dallas game like it don't exist?
No, they're
Come on,
gonna
bro. They
pick up. They're gonna
took a
ignore.
playoff win from us. They stole it.
They picked it up. They threw it away.
They literally was like, "No, Lions. We just gonna steal y'all playoff win, bro. Thank you. Have a good day." That's why the Cowboys lost. Freaking karma, bombs.
Oh yeah, man. I can't again. I hope that it comes down to the last.
Andrew Sam said, "Oh man, it was a horrible. I saw it all the game. Yeah, I feel bad for y'all that had to watch all of them all 16 games.
Oh
But
man.
y'all the true fans, man. I'm not saying I'm not a true fan. I was just doing a lot of stuff in 2008, man. I was still in high school, so I had a lot
Man,
of stuff to do. But man,
I was in a whole different country, man. I was in a convoy in 120 degrees for a whole year, so I didn't get to watch that for a reason. So it was a good time to skip. It was the perfect time. I was so mad when I was going to Iraq too, and one of the biggest worries was how am I going to watch Lions games? I kid you not, that was one of my biggest worries.
wow. Out of all of the worries,
all the worries I had, that was my. And when they didn't win a game, I said, "Dang, I got lucky, man. I didn't miss a win." So it was good. It was good. My first Lions game was in '94. The Silver Dome. Lions beat the Vikes 41-19. That would have been nice, man. I've never been to the
Right. And
Silverdome.
a lot of people want to attribute to this me being a big Stafford fan, man. But to me, Stafford is the eye test, and it's the the fact he had a team around him. But the first Lions game that not that I watched, because I watched Lions games back when I was young and Barry Sanders was still playing. But first game that I went to was that Redskins game when we got our first win after
Oh
going
man,
116. Oh, that was a great game, man.
that
That
would
was
have.
Stafford's first win after 116.
Oh man, I bet you it was electric. Just
Oh no,
electric.
it was electric, man. And that was a
That
close
would have been a game.
that was a close little game. That was a nice little game, man.
That's an unforgettable game, man. That was a great one you picked
Definitely.
to go to. Good grief! I went to the Chicago and Detroit game a long time ago. That was my first game. Hopefully this year go to a couple games. I know if
I'm
we.
definitely gonna be at the games.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, man. I want to go to that Detroit Cowboys game because I know it's going to go nuts on that after what they did to us in the playoffs. Man, it's payback time.
I still feel bad for the fans that went to that Atlanta Falcons game. Like
Oh man, yeah.
if I was at that game, I might have did something I didn't want to do to somebody because like I wish a Falcons fan would have said something to me after that.
Oh
Break
man,
over your head with a beer bottle, dog.
those dang referees, man. They lucky they made out of there alive.
For
That,
real.
they
Like, see, it's only because we Lions fans and we seen worse. Like, Justin Forsett fumble. So but that was any other team, it might have been a riot right there.
Oh man, it'd been like Cleveland when they started throwing their beer bottles and stuff on the field. It'd have been like that, man. But since it happens to us all the time, it's like, it just always happens to
Right.
us.
This is just another thing for the Lions.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid, man. Is the referees, man. That's one of my big fear, man. Is them screwing us out of a playoff win or winning the NFC North or possibly going to a Super Bowl. Man, that's my fear, man.
Well, look, I've always said this, and I don't know you. How long? I don't know how much longer you're gonna be on here, but
Man,
I've
about
always said this about the Lions, and I think the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles are prime examples in recent memory. Look, man, the Lions, the NFL don't like us, as Gridiron Blitz says. The NFL, I don't know why, but maybe the Ford family wronged them back in 1920. Let's be honest about it. The NFL, they don't like us. They don't like the Ford family. They have something against us. And I've always said this about the Lions, and I don't want nobody making no videos and stealing my content. But anyway, the Lions, the only way we're gonna ever win a Super Bowl is you have to be so talented and so good that they can't stop you, even by cheating or whatever, hook or crook. You have to be so talented and so good and so dominant of a football team. Sadly to say, you got to be so overwhelming that they can't stop you from winning. And the two teams I mentioned, the Legion of Boom that first year, come on, man. And when I think about it, like who won in Seattle? The NFL. The powers that be didn't want Seattle to win no Super Bowl, but guess what? That team was too good. You couldn't do nothing. See what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
absolutely,
same
man.
thing with the Philadelphia Eagles that year with Nick Foles. They were too good. Even if you couldn't stop them from winning because at every phase of the game they were just too good. A Super Bowl is never will be given to us. We gonna have to go take it and snatch it and steal it. So, we need a fully talented roster. We need an offensive line, a defensive line, and a running game, and a coach to put it all together. But I just feel that's how it is with the Lions. We're gonna have to be one of them 13-3, 14-2 overwhelming teams that they just can't stop no matter what, because we can't let the refs. We're gonna have to be a type of team that the refs cheat and then we just come back and score a touchdown anyway. That's the type of team.
Definitely, man. I 100% agree with you, man. I think and when we do it, it's going to be so gratifying because there's no way they can stop it at that point when our team is going to be that talented and make it. I know for whatever reason they hate us, man. They hate the Detroit Lions. I don't know why. I truly don't know
I
why,
think
but
it's the
I
Ford family that they hate.
very well could be. Very well could be 100%. What you just said is 100% truth. Complete facts. Complete facts, man. And with that said, man, I'm gonna give you the last word, and then I will do myself because it's been 2 hours now.
Yeah, I know you probably got to go to sleep or something.
Oh, it's Friday. I'm staying up tonight. I'm watching Ancient Aliens.
Okay, good. I mean, I don't really have a last word, man. It's just a good conversation with y'all. I will say TJ Hawkinson is the new fullback. Jamal Agnew will be used on offense this year, which is great news. Jermaine Kearse will stir up a lot of things in the wide receiver room, and we just got to keep on pushing, keep on paying attention to the team and watching all these moves because if we watch how everything goes, we'll understand the results and how free agency and the draft, the results looking like they'll be good. So just pay attention to everything that's going on, guys. We'll obviously always update you guys and whatnot. Shout out to Top Tier Lone Wolf and Alien Source TV and General G Berry and Melvin Drew and Joseph Murdoch and Tim and Andrew and Deaton, all you guys, man. We just trying to put out the good content for you guys. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to Micro Mike. And I know most of y'all subscribe to 313J Mo, but just in case you listen to this afterwards, that's it, man. And if Kenny Wiggins is starting at left guard, y'all, the season might be over. And y'all laughing, but like I always say, I have receipts, and I know when you tell people to watch your older videos, they don't actually do it. But you watch my old videos before the season started, I said 3 things. The Lions are Kerryon Johnson and Frank Ragnow or bust. What happened? Ragnow, he was up and down. Kerryon got hurt, so we were a bust. And I said, if Neville Lawson is still on this team, we not going to be a good team. And that turned out to be the truth. If Kenny Wiggins is the left guard, prepare for a horrible season. That's all I'm letting y'all know right now. But I'm praying that he's not.
Folks,
I'm done.
If Kenny Wiggins is starting, I want you guys to order me some hydrocodone, some vodka, and I need that stuff for 16 seasons or 16 games because it's going to be a long season. Mars Landon, of course, there's love for you, man. You are awesome, man.
For real, Mars. Shout out to Mars Landon too, man.
Mars Landon is the real deal. He is a huge Detroit Lions fan. He does content as well. Subscribe to him if you have not done so. Fellas, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch us and listen to us talk Detroit Lions football. And man, I love doing it. I love taking the time to hear what you guys got to say. With that said, man, I'm gonna get the phone lines up. I literally have half of the stuff hooked up. I'm getting another cord and to make sure that everything is 100% squared away. So the visual is perfect and the voice is perfect, and we can get phone calls and be heard clearly. I just want to make 100% good, so it's not half bad. I want it to be 100% good. So with that said, fellas, I think the roundtable is at Tuesday and Thursday. Next week at 8 o'clock. My show is at 5 o'clock Monday and Wednesday. As we know, it's Subscriber Friday at 6. And I'll be dropping videos. I try to do one every day. If you have not seen J-Mo's videos, make sure you watch them because they are fire. He has been on top of these things when it comes to our second-round pick, Tavai, our wide receiver, Fogram, and Tease Tabor. He has been killing it. He's been saying this stuff the whole year, and so far it is doing exactly like he said. So make sure you watch his video. With that said, fellas, everyone have a great weekend.